to this independent student production of Shakespeare's A Merchant of Venice. The style tonight is very simple. We want you to focus on the words and actually what Shakespeare is saying. And notice his themes of mercy, of love, oaths, promises, revenge. So without further ado, enjoy the show. Oh, one more thing. Please no flash photography as we are filming it, and it tends to be distracting, and please shut off your cell phones.
In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. Wearies me, you say it wearies you, but how I caught it, found it, or came by it, what stuff 'tis made of, word of it is born, I am to learn, and such a want-wit sadness makes in me that I have much ado to know myself.
Your mind is tossing on the ocean, there where your argosies with portly sail, like signors or rich burghers on the flood, or as it were the pageants of the sea, to overpeer the petty traffickers, who curtsy to them, do them reverence as they fly by them on their woven wings.
Believe me, sir, had I such venture forth, the better part of my affections would be with my hopes abroad. I would be always plucking the grass to know where sits the wind, and peering in maps for ports and piers and roads, and any object that might make me fear misfortune to my ventures, out of doubt would make me sad.
My wind cooling my broth would blow me to an ague when I thought what harm a wind too great at sea might do. I should not see the sandy hourglass run, but I should think of dangerous flats and shallows, and see my wealthy Andrew docked in the sand, veiling her high top, lower than her ribs, to kiss her burial. And should I go to church and see the holy edifice of stone, and not bethink me straight of dangerous rocks, which touching but my gentle vessel's side, would scatter her spices in the stream, and robe the roaring waters in my silks, and in a word, even now worth this, and now worth nothing. Should I have the thought to think on this, and should I lack the thought that such a thing the chance would make me sad? But tell not me, I know, Antonio is sad to think on his merchandise.
Believe me, no. I think my fortune for it. My vestments are to not one bottom entrusted, nor to one place, nor is my whole estate upon this fortune this present year. Therefore, my merchandise makes me not sad.
Why, then you are in love!
Fine. Fine.
Not in love neither. Then let us say you're sad because you are not married. And 'twere as easy for you to leap and to laugh and to say you are married, for you are not sad.
Here come your most noble kinsmen, Gartanio and Lorenzo. Farewell, we leave you now with better company.
I would have stayed till I had made you merry, had not better friends prevented me.
Your worth is very dear in my regard. I take it. Your own business calls on you, and you embrace the occasion to depart.
Good day, my good lords.
My lord Bassanio, since we have found Antonio, we too will leave you. But at dinner time, I pray thee, keep in mind where we must meet.
I will not fail you.
Signor Antonio, you look not well. You have too much respect upon the world. They do lose it that buy it with much care. Believe me, you are marvelously changed.
I hold the world but as the world, Graciano. A stage where every man must play a part, and mine is sad.
Antonio, let me play the fool! With mirth and laughter let old wrinkles come. And let my liver rather heat with wine than my heart cool with mortifying groans. Why should a man whose blood is warm within sit like his grandsire cut in alabaster to sleep when he wakes and creep into jaundice by being peevish? I tell thee what, Antonio, I love thee. It is my love that speaks. There are a sort of man whose visages do cream and mantle like a standing pond, and to a willful stillness entertain, with purpose to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom, gravity, profound conceit. And who should say, I am Sir Oracle, and when I open my lips, let no dog bark. Oh, my Antonio, I do know of these, that therefore, only a reputed wise, say nothing. when I am very sure if they should speak, would almost damn those ears, would cheer them, would call their brothers fools. I'll tell thee more of this another time. But fish not with this melancholy bait, for this full gudgeon, this opinion. Come, good Lorenzo, fare you well a while. I'll end my exhortation after dinner.
I must be one of these same dumb wise men, for Graciano never lets me speak.
Well, keep me company but 2 years more, thou shalt not know the sound of thine own tongue.
Farewell, I'll grow a talker for this year.
Thanks, in faith, for silence is only commendable in a neat's tongue dry and a maid not bendable.
Is that anything now?
Graciano speaks an infinite deal of nothing. More than any man in all Venice. His reasons are as 2 grains of wheat hitting 2 bushels of chaff. You shall search all day ere you find them, and when you have them, they're not worth the search.
Well, tell me now which lady is the same of whom you promised to tell me of today.
'Tis not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled mine estate, by something sure and more swelling port than my faint means would grant continuance. Nor do I now make known to be abridged from such a noble rate. But my chief care is to come fairly off from all the great debts wherein my times something too prodigal hath left me gauged. To you, Antonio, I owe the most in money and in love, and from your love I have a warranty to unburden all my plots and purposes, how to get clear of all the debts I owe.
I pray tell me this, Bassanio, and if it stand as you yourself still do, within the eye of honor, my purse, and my extremest means lie all unlocked to your occasions.
In my school days, when I had lost one shaft, I shot his fellow 4, with the self-same flight, the self-same way, with more advised watch, to find the other 4. And often, by adventuring both, I oft found both. I urge his childhood proof, for what follows is pure innocence. I owe you much, and like a willful youth, that which I owe is lost. But if you please to shoot another arrow, the self-way which you did shoot the first, I do not doubt, as I will watch the aim, to find both, or to bring your latter hazard back again, and thankfully rest dead for the first.
You know me well, and herein but spend time to win about my love with circumstance. And I don't make any question and out of doubt of my uttermost. You do worse than if you had laid waste of all I have. I pray you, then say to me what I should do that by your thinking may be by me done. And I am pressed unto it, therefore speak.
In Belmont is a lady richly left, and she is fair, and fairer than that word. Wondrous virtues. Sometimes from her eyes I did receive fair speechless messages. Her name is Portia, nothing undervalued to Cato's daughter, Brutus Portia. Nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth, for the 4 winds blowing from every corner renowned suitors, and her sunny locks hang on her temples like a golden fleece, which makes her seat of Belmont Cocos strand, and many Jasons come in quest of her. Oh my Antonio, had I but the means to hold a rival place with one of these, I have a mind presages me such thrift, that I should questionless be fortunate.
Thou knowest all my fortunes are at sea, neither have I money nor commodity by which to raise a present sum. Therefore, go forth. See what my credit can in Venice do, which shall be racked, even to the uttermost, to furnish seat of Belmont to fair Portia. Therefore go, and make no question. And I will question too, where money is. And you will be gone to Belmont.
Nerissa, my little body is weary of this great world. You would be, sweet madame, if your miseries were in the same abundance as your good fortunes are. Yet for aught I see, they are as sick but too faint but too much as they that starve with nothing. It is no mean happiness, therefore, to be seated in me. Superfluity comes sooner by white hairs, but competency lives longer.
Good sentences and well pronounced.
It would be better if well followed. To do were as easy as to know what were good to do.
Chapels have been churches and poor men's cottages, princes' palaces. It is a good divine that follows his own instruction. I can easier teach 20 what were good to be done than be one of the 20 to follow mine own teaching. Rain may devise laws for the blood, but a hot temper leaps o'er a cold decree. Such a hair as mad as the youth, to skip o'er the meshes of good counsel and privy. This reasoning is not in the fashion to choose me a husband. Oh me, the word choose. I can neither choose whom I would nor refuse whom I dislike. So is the will of a living daughter curbed by the will of a dead father. Is it not hard, Marissa, that I can neither choose none nor refuse none?
Your father was ever virtuous, and holy men at their deaths have good inspirations. Therefore the lottery, which he has devised with those 3 caskets of gold, silver, and lead, cannot fail to choose you a suitor. No one will ever choose it rightly, but one who shall rightly love. What warmth is there in your affection for any of these princely suitors who have already come?
I pray thee, or name them, and as thou namest them, I will describe them, and according to my description, level with my affection.
First, there is the Neapolitan prince.
That's a colt indeed, for he doth nothing but talk of his horse. He makes a great appropriation of his own good parts, that he can shoot them himself. I'm much afraid of my lady his mother playing false with the smith.
Then, there's the Count of Palatine.
Why, he doth nothing but frown, as who should say, do not have him choose. Hears merry tales and smiles not. I fear he will prove the weeping philosopher when he grows old, being so full of unmannerly sadness in his youth. I'd rather be married to a death's head with a bone in its mouth than to either of these. The very things too.
Indeed. What say you to the French lord, Monsieur le Bon?
God made him, therefore let him pass for a man. They do be a mocker, but he, while he hath a better horse than the Neapolitans, a better have the Browning than the Count Palatine. He is every man and no man, but Throstle's ink will fall straight to Capri. Thanks with his own shadow. Oh, if he would despise me, I would forgive him. For if he would love me to madness, I shall never requite him.
What say you then to Falconbridge, the young man of England?
You know I say nothing at all to him, for he understands not me, nor I him. He hath neither French, Latin, nor Italian. I never will come into the court and swear I have a poor pennyworth in the English. Is a proper man's picture. But alas, who can converse with a dumb show? But oddly he is suited. I believe he bought his doublet in Italy, his rounders in France, his bonnet in Germany, and his behavior everywhere.
What say you to the young German, the Duke of Saxony's nephew?
I like him very vilely in the morning when he is sober, and most vilely in the afternoon when he is drunk. He's best, he's a little worse than a man, and when he is worse, he's a little better than a beast. And worst fall never fell. I hope I shall make shift to go without him.
If he should offer to choose, and choose the right casket, you should refuse to perform your father's will if you should refuse to accept him.
Therefore, for fear the worst, I pray thee, put a deep glass of Rhenish wine over the contrary casket. Let the devil be within, and that temptation without. I know you will choose it. I would do anything, Marissa. I will be married to a sponge.
You need not fear, lady, the having of any of these lords, for they have acquainted me with their counsels, which is to return to their homes and trouble you with no more suit unless you may be got by some other sort than your father's imposition of the 3 caskets.
If I live to be as old as Sibylla, I will die as chaste as Diana, unless I be obtained by the man of my father's will. I'm glad this parcel of wooers is so reasonable, for there is not one among them that I dote on his very absence, and I pray God grant them a fair departure.
Do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a Venetian scholar and soldier who came hither in the company of the Marquis de Montferrat?
Yes. It was Bassanio, I think, who so called.
True, madam. He of any man ever my poor eyes looked on. He was deserving of a fair lady.
I remember him well, and I remember him worthy of our praise. How now, what news? The four strangers are here to seek for their leave. And there's a messenger from a fifth, the Prince of Morocco. He brings word that his master will be here tonight. If I could bid the fifth welcome with so good a heart as I could bid the other four farewell, I should be glad of his approach. If he had the complexion, if he had the condition of a saint and the complexion of a devil, I should rather he should try me than wive me. Come on, Marissa. Sirrah, go before. As we shut the gates upon one door, another knocks at the door.
3,000 ducats. Well,
Aye, sir, for 3 months.
for 3 months. Well,
For the which, as I told you, Antonio shall be bound.
Antonio shall become bound. Well,
May you step me? Will you pleasure me? Shall I know your answer?
Antonio is a good man.
Have you heard any imputation to the contrary?
Oh, no. My meaning in saying he's a good man is to have you to understand me that he is sufficient. Yet his means are in supposition. He hath an argosy bound to Tripoli, another to the Indies. I understand, moreover, upon the Rialto, he hath a third at England, a fourth from Mexico, and other ventures he hath squandered abroad. Ships are but boors, sailors but men. There be water rats and land rats, water thieves and land thieves. I mean pirates. And then there be the perils of the waters, winds, and rocks. Man is notwithstanding sufficient. I think I may take his part.
Oh, be assured you may.
I will be assured I may, and that I may be assured. I will bethink me. May I speak with Antonio?
If it please you to dine with us.
Yes, to smell pork. To eat of the habitation which your prophet the Nazarite conjured the devil into? I will eat with you, drink, I will walk with you, talk with you, buy with you, sell with you, and so following, but I will not eat with you, drink with you, nor pray with you. What news on the Rialto? Who's he comes here?
This is Signor Antonio.
Like a fawning publican he looks. I hate him, for he is a Christian, but more for that in low simplicity he lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance here with us in Venice. If I can catch him once upon the hip, I'll feed fat the ancient grudge I bear against him. He hates our sacred nation, and he rails even there where merchants most do congregate, on me, my bargains, my well-won thrift, which he calls interest. Cursed be my tribe if I forget him.
Sherlock, do you hear?
I'm debating on my present store, and by the mere guess of my memory, I cannot instantly raise up the gross of full 3,000 ducats. But what of that? Two a wealthy Hebrew of my tribe will furnish me. But Sot, how many months did you desire? Rest you fair, good Signor, your worship was the last man in our mouths.
Shylock, although I neither lend nor borrow by giving or by taking of interest, to supply the right wants of a friend, I'll break a custom. Is he yet possessed you how much you would?
Aye, 3,000 ducats.
And for 3 months?
Oh, 3 months, yes, you told me so. Now, your bond, and let me see. But mark you, methought you said you neither lend nor borrow upon advantage.
I do never use it.
When Jacob grazed his uncle Laban's sheep, this Jacob was from our holy father Abraham, as his wise mother wrought in his behalf, the third possessor, he was the third.
And what of him? Did he take interest?
No, not interest, not as you would say, directly interest. Mark what Jacob did. When Laban and himself were compromised that all the Englings which were streaked and pied should fall as Jacob's hire, the ewes, being rank in the end of autumn, turned into the rams. And while the work of generation was between these woolly breeders in the act, the skillful shepherd peeled me certain wands. And in the doing of the deed of kind, he stuck them up before the fulsome ewes, who then conceiving, did in eating time fall party-colored lambs, and those were Jacob's. This was a way to thrive, and thrift is blessing, and he was blessed. Thrift is blessing if men steal it not.
This was a venture, sir, that Jacob served for, not in his own power to bring to pass, but fashioned and swayed by the hand of heaven. Was this inserted to make interest good, or is your gold and silver used in rounds?
I cannot tell. I make it breathe as fast.
Mark you this, Bassanio. The devil may cite scripture for his purpose. An evil soul producing a holy witness is like a villain with a smiling cheek. A goodly apple rotten at the core. Oh, what a goodly outside falsehood hath.
3,000 ducats. 'Tis a good round sum. 3 months from 12. Let me see the rate.
Well, Sherlock, shall we be beholden to you?
Senor Antonio! Many a time and oft in the Rialto you have rated me about my monies and my usances. Still, I've borne it with a patient shrug, for sufferance is the badge of all our tribe. You call me misbeliever, cutthroat dog, and spit upon my Jewish gabardine, and all for the use of that which is mine own. Well then, now it appears you need my help. You say, Sherlock, we would have money. You, that did void your rheum upon my beard, and let me as you spurn a stranger cur across your threshold. What should I say to you? Should I say, hath a dog money? Is it possible a cur could lend 3,000 ducats? Or should I bend low and in a bondsman's key, with bated breath and whispering humbleness say, fair sir, you spit on me Wednesday last, you scorn me such a day, and for these courtesies I'll lend you thus much monies.
I must like to call thee so again, to spit on thee again, to spurn thee too. If thou wilt lend this money, lend it not as to thy friend. What kind of friend exacted a breed of bare metal from his friend, and said, lend it to thy enemy, or if he break, thou mayest with better face exact with it.
Why, look you how you storm. I will be friends with you, and have your love. Forget the shames that you have stained me with. Supply your present wants, and take no doit of usance for my monies. And you'll not hear me. This is kind I offer.
This were kindness.
This kindness I will show. Go with me forthwith to the notary's, and seal me there your single bond. And in a merry sport, if you repay me not on such a day, in such a place, such sum or sums as are expressed in the condition, I'll let the penalty be nominated for an equal pound of your fair flesh to be cut off in what part of your body pleaseth me.
Content in faith. I'll seal to such a bond and say there is kindness in the Jew.
You shall not seal such a bond for me. I'll rather dwell in my necessity.
I fear not, man. Why, within these 2 months, that's a month before this bond is due, I fully expect thrice 3 times the value of this bond.
Oh, Father Abraham, what these Christians are, whose own hard dealings teaches them to suspect the thoughts of others. Tell me, if he should break his day, what should I gain from the exaction of the forfeiture? A pound of a man's flesh is not so profitable. Estimable neither is the flesh of muttons, or beasts, or goats. I say to by his favor I extend this friendship. If he will take it, so. If not, adieu. For my love, I pray you wrong me not.
Charlotte? I will seal to such a bond.
Ah, then go with me forthwith to the notaries. Seal me there, give him direction for this married bond, and I will go and purse the ducats straight. See to my house, left in the fearful guard of an unthrifty knave, and presently I will be with you.
I thee, gentle Jew. When a Hebrew will turn Christian, he grows kind.
I like not fair terms and a villain's mind.
Oh, come on, in this there can't be no dismay, for my ships come home a month before the day.
Mislike me not for my complexion, the shadowed livery and burnished sun, to which I am a neighbor and near bred. Bring unto me the fairest creature northward born, where Phoebus fires and scarce thaw the icicles. And let's make incision for your love, to prove his blood's red, his or mine.
In terms of choice, I'm not solely led by nice direction of a maiden's eyes. But besides, the lottery of my destiny barred me the right of voluntary choosing. But if my father had not scanted me, and hedged me by his wit to yield myself, his wife who wins me by that means I told you, your self-renowned prince then stood as fair as any comer I have looked on yet for my affection.
Even for this I thank thee. Therefore I pray thee, lead me to the caskets to try my fortune. By the scimitar which slew the Sophian Persian prince, that won 3 fields from Sultan Suleiman, I would outbrave, outstand, sternest look, outbrave the heart most brave on the earth, pluck the young sucking cub from the sheep ear, mock the lion as he roars for prey, to win thee. Alas, if Hercules and Lycus play at the dice, which is the better man, the greater hero may by fortune turn to the weaker man. Thus Alcibiades is beaten by his page, and so may I, blind fortune leading me, miss that which one worthy may obtain, and die of grieving.
You must take your chance, and either not attempt to choose at all, or swear before you choose, if you choose wrong, never to speak to lady afterward in way of marriage. Therefore be advised.
Nor will not I. Come, bring me unto my chance.
Behold, there stand the caskets, noble prince. If you choose that wherein I am contained.
The
Then
first
we should be
of gold, with this inscription beareth, who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. The second, silver, which this promise carries, who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. This third, dull lead, warning all is blunt, who chooseth me must give and hazard all he hath. How shall I know if I do choose the right?
one of them contains my picture, Prince. If you choose that, then I'm yours with all.
Some god break my judgment. Let me see. I will survey the inscriptions back again. This is a leaden casket. Who chooses me must give and hazard all he hath. Must give? For what? For lead? Hazard for lead? This casket threatens. A golden mine stoops not to shades of dross. I'll then neither give nor hazard aught for lead. This is a silver with a virgin hue. Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. As much as he deserves. Pause there, Morocco, and weigh thy value with an even hand. Thou beest rated by thy estimation. Thou dost deserve enough, and yet enough may not extend into the lady. Yet, to be afeard of my deserving, I'm but a weak disabling of myself. As much as I deserve. Why, that's the lady! I do in birth deserve her. In graces and in qualities of breeding. But more than these, in love I do deserve her. What if I strayed no further? I chose here. Let me see once more the same engraved in gold. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. Why, that's the lady! All the world desires her. From the four corners of the earth they come to kiss this shrine, this mortal breathing saint. The Arcadian deserts and vasty wilds of wide Arabia are thoroughfares for princes to come to view fair Portia. The watery kingdom whose ambitious head spits in the face of heaven is no bar to foreign spirits, but they come, as o'er a brook, to see fair Portia. One of these three contains her heavenly picture. Is it likely that lead contains her? Were too gross for damnation to think so base a thought. Were too gross to rip her sheer bottles to her grave. Or thought I think in silver she's immured, being 10 times undervalued to try gold. Oh, sinful thought, ne'er so rich a gem, what's that less than gold? They have in England a coin that bears the figure of an angel stamped in gold, but that's the sculpted upon. Here, an angel with a golden bed is all within. Deliver me the key. Here I do choose, and thrive as I may.
There, take it, Prince. And if my form lie there, then I am yours.
Oh, hell! What have we here? A carrying death within his empty eye. There's a little scroll. How did the writing? All that glitters is not gold. Often you have heard that told. Many a man's life hath sold, but my outside to behold. Gilded tombs to worms enfold. Had you been as wise as bold, young in limbs, in judgment old, your answer had not been as gold. Very well, the seat is cold. Cold indeed, and labor lost! Then farewell heat, and welcome frost. Push adieu. I have too grieved a heart to take a tedious leave. Let's go to Paul.
A gentle release. Draw the curtain and go. Let all of his complexion choose me so.
We've had a slight change of plans. One of our actors was not able to make it, so Willie Deutsch has agreed to step into that place, so he's playing Lancelot. Thank you.
Certainly, my conscience will serve me to run from the Jew, my master. The fiend is at my elbow, and tempts me, saying to me, Gobo, Lancelot, Gobo, good Lancelot, good Lobo, good Lancelot, Gobo, use your legs, take the start, run away. My conscience says, no, take heed, honest Lancelot, take heed, honest Gobo. Or as aforesaid, honest Lancelot, Gobo, do not run. Scorn running with thy heels. Now the most courageous fiend bids me pack. Via, says the fiend, away, says the fiend. For the head and rouse up a brave mind, says the fiend, and run. But my conscience, hanging about the neck of my heart, says very wisely to me, my honest friend Lancelot, being an honest man's son, or rather an honest woman's son, for indeed my father did something smack, something broke to, he had a kind of a taste. Well, my conscience says, Lancelot, budge not. Budge. Budge not, says my conscience. Conscience, say I, you counsel well. Fiend, say outside, you counsel well. To be ruled by my conscience, I should stay with the Jew, my master, who, God bless the mark, is a kind of devil. And to run away from the Jew, I should be ruled by the fiend who, saving your reverence, is the devil. Certainly the Jew is the very devil. And in my conscience is but a kind of hard conscience, to offer counsel, to tell me to stay with the Jew. The fiend gives me the more friendly counsel. I will run. Fiend, my heels are at your command. I will run.
I know thee well. Thou hast obtained thy suit. Sherlock thy master spoke with me this day and hath preferred thee, if it be preferment to leave a rich Jew's service to become the follower of so poor a gentleman.
The old proverb is well parted between my master Sherlock and you, sir. You have the grace of God, sir, and he hath none.
Thou speakest it well. Take leave of thy old master and find my lodging out.
Signor Bassanio!
Graciano!
I have the suit to you. You must not deny me.
You have obtained it.
I must go with you to Belmont.
Why then you must. But hear thee, Graciano. Thou art too wild, too rude and bold of voice. Parts that become thee happily enough, and in such eyes as ours appear not false. But where thou art not known, why there they show something too liberal. I pray thee, take pain to ally with some cold drops of modesty thy skipping spirit, lest through thy wild behavior I be misconstrued in the place I go to, and lose my hopes.
Signor Bassanio, hear me. If I do not put on a sober habit, speak with respect, and swear but now and then, wear prayer books in my pocket, look demurely, nay, more, while grace is saying, hood mine eyes, thus with my hat, sigh, and say amen. I do not use all the observance of civility, like one well-studied in a sad ostent to please his grandam, then never trust me more.
Well, we shall see your bearing.
I'm sorry thou wilt leave my father so. Our house is hell, and thou, a merry devil, didst rob it of some taste of tediousness. But farewell, here is a ducat for thee. And Lancelot, soon at supper shalt thou see Lorenzo, who is thy new master's guest. Give him this letter. Do it secretly. And so, farewell. I would not have my father see me and talk with thee.
Jew, tears exhibit my tongue, most beautiful pagan. Miss Sweet Jew, Christian did not play the knave and Gitti. I am so much deceived. But, adieu, these foolish drops do something to drown my manly spirit. Adieu.
Farewell, good Lancelot. Alack, what heinous sin is it in me to be ashamed to be my father's child? But though I be a daughter to his blood, I am not to his manners. O Lorenzo, if thou wilt keep promise, I shall end this strife, become a Christian in thy loving wife.
Friend Lancelot, whither goest thou?
And it shall please you to break up this, it shall seem to signify.
It's a fair hand, and fairer is the hand that writ it than the paper that it is writ on.
Love news in faith.
I must needs tell ye all. She hath granted how I shall take her from her father the Jew, what gold and jewels she has furnished with, what pages she is furnished with. If ere the Jew her father come to heaven, it shall be for his gentle daughter's sake. And never dare misfortune cross her foot, unless she do it under this excuse, that she is issued to a faithless Jew. Come go with me, peruse this as thou goest.
Well, shalt thou see that I shall be the judge of the difference of old Shylock and Bassanio. What, Jessica? Thou shalt not gormandize as thou hast done with me. What, Jessica? And sleep and snore and rend apparel out. Why, Jessica, I say! Why, Jessica? I do not building all.
Your worship was wont to tell me that I could do nothing without bidding.
Collier, what is your will?
I bid forth to supper, Jessica. Where are my keys? Wherefore should I go? I'm not bid for love. They flatter me. Yet I'll go in hate, to feed upon the prodigal Christian. Jessica, my girl, look to my house. I'm right loath to go. There is some ill a-brewing towards my rest, for I did dream of money bags tonight.
Go! My young master doth expect your reproach.
So do I his.
And they have conspired together. I will not say you shall see a mass, but if you do, then it was not for nothing that my nose fell a-bleeding on Black Monday last at 6 o'clock, in the morning. Falling out that year on Ash Wednesday was 4 years in the afternoon.
Well. Jessica, my girl, look to my house. By Jacob's staff, I swear, I have no mind of feasting forth tonight. Yet I will go. Go you before me, Sir Ralph, I will come.
I will go before you, sir. Mistress, look out at your window. For all this, there will come a Christian boy who will be worth a Jewish eye.
What's this full of fingers off your
His words were farewell, mistress. Nothing else.
Oh. The patch is kind enough, but a huge feeder. Snail slow in profit, and he sleeps by day more than the wildcat. Drones hide not with me, therefore I part with him, and to one who would have him help to waste his borrowed purse. Well, Jessica, go in, do as I bid you, lock up my doors. Perhaps I will return immediately. Fast find, proverb never stale in a thrifty mind.
Farewell. And if my fortune be not crossed, I have a father and you a daughter lost.
Ho! Who's within?
Who are you? Tell me for more certainty, but I swear that I do know your tongue.
Lorenzo and thy love.
Lorenzo, certain, my love indeed, for who have I so much? And now, who but you, Lorenzo, knows whether I am yours?
Heaven and thy thoughts know that thou art.
Here. Catch this casket. It is worth the pains. When flies is night, and you do not look on me, for I am much ashamed of my exchange. But love is blind, and lovers cannot see the pretty follies that themselves commit. For if they could, Cupid himself would blush to see me thus transformed to a boy.
Descend, for thou must be my torchbearer.
What? Must I hold a candle to my shades? They themselves, good sooth, are too light. 'Tis an office of discovery, love, and I should be obscured.
Even art thou, love, in the lovely garnish of a boy. But descend, for the close night doth play the runaway.
Well, I shall make fast the doors, gild myself with more nuggets, and look you straight.
Beshrew me, but I love her heartily, for she is wise, if I can judge of her. And fair she is, if that mine eyes be true. And true she is, as she hath proved herself. Now therefore, like yourself, wise, fair, and true, shall she be placed in my constant soul. What, art thou come? On away.
Why, man, I saw Bassanio under sail, and with him is Gratiano gone along. And in their ship, I am sure, Lorenzo is not.
The villain Jew with outcries raised the Duke, who went with him to search Bassanio's ship.
He came too late. The ship was under sail. But there he was given to understand that in a gondola were seen together Lorenzo and his amorous Jessica. Besides, Antonio certified the Duke that they were not with Bassanio in his ship.
I never heard of passion so confused, so variable, as the dog Jew did utter in the streets. My daughter! Oh, my ducats! Fled with a Christian! Oh, my Christian ducats! Justice! The law! My ducats! A sealed bag, 2 sealed bags of ducats, a double ducat, stolen from me by my daughter, and 2 jewels, 2 richest precious stones, stolen from me by my daughter. Justice, find the girl. She hath the stones upon her and the ducats.
All the boys in Venice follow him, crying, "His daughter! His stones! His ducats!"
But good Antonio will he keep his day, or he shall be with us.
Mary, well remembered. I reasoned with a Frenchman yesterday, who told me in the narrow seas that part the English and the French, they mistook a vessel of our country, richly fraught. I thought upon Antonio when he told me this, and wished in silence it were not his.
You were best to tell Antonio what you hear, but do not add suddenly, for it may grieve him.
A kinder gentleman treads not the earth. I saw Antonio and Bassanio part. Bassanio told me he would make some speed of his return. He answered, "Do not so. Slubber not business for my sake, Bassanio, but stay the very ripening of the time. And for the Jew's bond which he hath in me, let it not enter into your mind of love. Be merry, and employ your chiefest thoughts to courtship and such fair ostensive love as shall conveniently become you there." Even there, his eye big with tears. Turning his face, he put his hand behind him, and with affection wondrous sensible, wrung Bassanio's hand, and so they parted.
I think he only loves the world for him. Come, let us seek him out and quicken his embraced heaviness with some delight or other.
Do we so?
I'll draw the curtain straight. The Prince of Aragon comes to his election presently.
Behold, there stand the caskets, noble prince. If you choose wherein I am contained, straight shall our nuptial rites be solemnized. But if you fail, without more speech, my lord, you must be gone from hence immediately.
Oh, I am enjoined by oath to observe 3 things. First, never to unfold to anyone which casket 'twas I chose. Next, should I fail in taking the casket, never in the course of my life to remain in the way of marriage. Lastly, if I should fail in the fortune of my choice, I will immediately leave and be gone.
So doth everyone swear who comes to hazard for my worthless soul.
So I choose gold, silver, and base lead. Who chooseth me shall give and hazard all who have. I think you shall look fairer ere I give or hazard. Well, it says the gold chest. Let me see. Who chooseth me shall gain what many men desire. What many men desire, that many may be meant by the full multitude, which choose by show and not by learning more than the fond eye doth teach, which pry not into the interior, but like a martlet, build in the outer wall, even in the force and road of casualty. I will not choose what many men desire, for I will not jump with the common spears and rank myself with the barbarous multitudes. But into thee, thou silver treasure house, tell me again what title thou dost bear. Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. And well said too, for who shall go about to cozen fortune and be honorable without the stamp of merit? Let none presume to wear an undeserved dignity. Oh, that estates, degrees, and offices were not derived corruptly. How many then should cover that stand bare? How many be commanded that command? How much low peasantry would be gleaned from the true seed of honor, and how much honor be picked from the chaff and ruin of the times being varnished. But to my choice, I choose this one. Bring me the key and unlock my fortune here.
Too long a pause for that which you find there.
What's this? The portrait of a blinking idiot presenting me a schedule? I shall read it. Ah, but how unlike art thou to Portia? How unlike my hopes and my deservings. Who chooseth me shall get as much as he deserves. Do I deserve no more than a fool's head? Is that my prize? Do I deserve no better?
To offend and judge are two distinct offices and of opposed natures.
I will read it. The fire 7 times tried this. 7 times tried that judgment is, that did never choose amiss. Some there be that shadows kiss, such have but a shadow's bliss. There be fools, I lie by wise, silvered o'er, and so was this. Take what wife you will to bed, I will ever be your head. So be gone, you are sped. Still more fool I shall appear, ere long I linger here. With one fool's head I came through. Now I go away too. So did you. I'll keep my oath. Patiently bear my road.
Thus had the candle sinned the most. These deliberate fools, when they do choose, have the wisdom by their wit to lose.
The ancient saying is no heresy. Hanging and libing go by destiny.
Come, draw the curtain, Marissa.
Where is my lady?
Here, what would my lord?
And there is a line to my lady. No Venetian. One who goes before to signify the approaching of his master. He bears not only good kind words and good manners, but brings costly gifts. I have not seen such a messenger of love. April days not come so sweet, signify the approaching of summer, as this young man comes before storm.
No more, I pray thee, thou wilt say anon. He is some kin to thee. Thou spendst such high day wit in praising him. Come, come, Nerissa, for I long to see quick Cupid's post that comes so mannerly.
The Sami, O Lord, love, thy will it be.
What is on the outside?
While yet it lives there unchecked, that Antonio had the ship of rich lading wrecked on the narrow seas. The good winds, I think they call the place. A dangerous flat and fatal, where the carcasses of many a tall ship lie buried. So they say, if my gossip report be an honest woman of her word.
I wouldn't she wears wine and gossip as ever napped Ginger or made the neighbors believe she wept for the death of a third husband. But it is true that, without any slips of prolixity, you are crossing the plain highway of talk. And that the good Antonio, the honest Antonio, that I had a title good enough to keep his name company.
Come, the full stop.
What say you? Oh, well, the end is he has lost.
Oh, I would it might prove the end of his losses.
May I say, amend betimes, and let the devil cross my path, for here he comes in the likeness of a Jew. How now, Shylock, the wind is among the merchants.
You know none so well as you will, my daughter's life.
That's for certain. I, for my part, knew the tailor that made the wings she flew withal.
Shylock, for his part, knew the bird was fledged, and then it is the complexion of them all to leave the dam.
She is damned for it.
That's certain, if the devil may be her judge.
My own flesh and blood to rebel.
Out upon it, old carrion, rebels it at these years.
Say my daughter is my flesh and blood.
There's more difference between your flesh and hers than there is between jet and ivory. More between your bloods than there is between red wine and Rhenish. But tell us, do you hear whether Antonio hath any loss at sea or no?
There I have another bad patch. Bankrupt, a prodigal who dare scarce show his head upon the Rialto. Beggar, he used to come so smug upon the mart. Let him look to his bond. He was wont to call me a usurer. Let him look to his bond. He was wont to lend out money for a Christian courtesy. Let him look to his bond.
What, surely if you forfeit, you will not take his flesh. What's that good for?
To bait fish withal. It will feed nothing else. It will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me and hindered me $500,000. Laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, thwarted my bargains, cooled my friends, heated my enemies. What's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions? Fed with the same food, hurt by the same weapons, affected by the same diseases, healed by the same means, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian. You prick us. Will we not bleed? If you tickle us, will we not laugh? If you poison us, will we not die? And if you harm us, will we not revenge? If we are like you in the rest, we will resemble you in that. The Jew wrong the Christian. What's his humility? Why, revenge. If a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be by Christian example? Why, revenge. The villainy you teach me, I will execute, and it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction. What news from Genoa? Hast thou found my daughter?
I oft came where I did hear of her, but cannot find her.
There. A diamond god. Cost me 2,000 ducats in Frankfurt. Curse never fell upon our nation till now. Well, I never felt it till now. 2,000 ducats in that, and other precious jewels. I would my daughter were hearse at my foot, and the jewels in her ear. I would my daughter were dead at my foot. Ducats in her coffin. Ducats. No news of them either? Oh, so. I know not what spent in the search. Why, thou loss upon loss, the thief gone with so much, and so much to find the thief. No satisfaction, no revenge, nor no in luck stirring but what lights on my shoulders. No sighs but in my breathing, tears but in my shedding.
Yes. Other men have ill luck too. Antonio, as I heard in Genoa.
What? Ill luck?
Hath an argosy cast away, coming from Tripoli.
Thank God. Is it true? Is it true?
I spoke with some of the sailors that escaped the rout.
Good news. How? Where? In Genoa?
Your daughter spent in Genoa, as I heard, and one night, 80 ducats.
80. Oh, I'll never see my gold again. 80 ducats in the city. 80 ducats!
There came diverse of Antonio's creditors in my company to Venice that swear he cannot choose but break.
I'll plague him. I'll torture him. I am glad of it.
One of them showed me a ring you had of your daughter for a rookie.
How torturous me too. It was my turquoise. I had it of Leah when I was a bachelor. I would not have given it to a wilderness of monkeys.
But Antonio is certainly undone.
Nay, that's true. That's very true. Go get to him. Indian officer, bespeak him a fortnight before. I'll have the heart of him if he forfeit. For if he were out of Venice, I can make what merchandise I will. Go get to him. Meet me in our synagogue. Go get to him at our synagogue too.
Before you hazard for me. For in choosing wrong, I lose your company. Therefore forbear a while. There's something tells me that it is not love. I would not lose you, and you know yourself, hate counsel not in such a quality. But lest you should not understand me well, and yet a maiden have no tongue but thought, I would detain you here some month or two, before you venture for me. I could teach you how to choose right. Then I am forsworn. So will I never be. So you may miss me. But if you do, you'll make me wish a sin that had been forsworn. Be sure your eyes, they have o'erlooked me and divided me. One half of me is yours, the other half is yours. Mine own, I would say, but mine than yours, and so all yours. For these naughty times, put bars between the owners and their yachts, so they're yours, not this. So, let fortune go to hell for it, not I. Tis to appease the time, to eke it, to stay you from election.
Let me choose, for as I am, I live upon the rack.
Upon the rack, son, you then confess. Please, there's legal with your love.
None but that ugly treason of mistrust, which makes me fear the enjoying of my love. There may as well be amity in life between snow and fire as treason and my love.
Okay, but I fear you speak upon the rack. from men enforced to speak anything.
Promise me life, and I'll confess the truth.
Well then, confess and live.
Confess and love have been the very sum of my confession. Oh, happy torment, whom my torture doth teach me answers for deliverance. But let me to my fortune and castles.
Away then, I'm locked in one of them. If you do love me, then you will find me out. Nerissa and the rest. Stand over. As music sounds, like he doth make his choice. Then, if you lose, he makes a swan-like, fading in music. Harry, instead were proper, my eyes look at the stream and the water of deathbed for him. He fades away, and what is music then? Then music is, even as the flourish when true subjects bow to a new crowned monarch. Such it is, so those dulcet sounds at break of day, which creep into the dreaming bridegroom's ear and summon him to marriage. Now he goes, with no less presence, but much more love, to young Alcides when he had repeated I stand for sacrifice. Rest aloof our Dardanian wives. Brave visitors come forth to view the issue of the Go, Hercules, live thou, I live, much more
The world is still deceived with ornament. In law, what plea so tainted and corrupt, but being seasoned with a gracious voice, obscures the show of evil? In religion, what damned error, but some sober brow will bless it and prove it with a text, hiding the grossness with fair ornament. There is no vice so simple, but assumes upon its outward parts some mark of virtue. How many cowards whose hearts are all as false as stairs of sand, wear yet upon their chins the beards of Hercules and frowning Mars, and these do assume but vows excrement to render them redoubted. Upon beauty you shall see 'tis purchased by the weight, which therein works a miracle in nature, making them lightest that wear most of it. So are those snaked, crisp, golden locks, which make such wanton gambols with the wind upon supposed fairness, often known to be the dowry of a second head, the skull that bred them in the sepulchre. Thus, beauty is but the guiled shore to a most dangerous sea. The beauteous scarf veiling an Indian beauty. In a word, this seeming truth which cunning times put on to entrap the wisest. Therefore, thou gaudy gold, hard food for Midas, I will none of thee. Nor none of thee, thou pale and common drudge, between man and man. But thou meager lead, which rather threatenest than dost promise hold. Thy paleness moves me more than eloquence. Here choose I, joy be the consequence.
Whirl in the passion's fleet air, doubtful thoughts, and rash embrace despair, and shuddering fear, and green-eyed jealousy. O love, allay thy ecstasy, rain thy joy, scant thy success. I fear too much thy blessing, make it less, for fear I surfeit.
What find I here? Fair Portia's counterfeit. What demigod hath come so near creation? Move these eyes, or whether writing on the walls of mine seem they enrich. Here are severed lips, potted with sugar bread. So sweet a bar should sunder such sweet friends. In her hair the painter plays the spider, and hath woven a golden mesh to entrap the hearts of men faster than gnats in cobweb. Here's the scroll, the continent is the summary of my fortune. You that choose not by the view, chance is fair, and choose as true. Since this fortune falls to you, be content and seek no new. If you be well pleased with this, and hold your fortune for your bliss, turn you where your lady is, and claim her with a loving kiss. A gentle scroll. Fair lady, by your leave, I come by note to give and to receive, like one of two contending in a prize that thinks he hath done well in people's eyes, hearing applause and universal shout, giddy in spirit, still gazing in doubt, whether these pearls of praise be his or no. So thrice, fair lady, stand I even so, as doubtful yet whether what I see be true, until confirmed, signed, ratified by you.
You see me, little Sonia, where I stand, such as I am. Though for myself alone, I would not be ambitious in my wish, to wish myself much better. Yet for you, I would would be troubled 20 times myself, 1,000 times more fair, 10,000 times more rich, but only to stand high in your account, a might in virtue, beauties, livings, friends, exceed account. But the full sum of you, the sum of something which, to term and gross, is an unlessoned girl, unschooled, unpracticed. Happy in this, she is not yet so old, she can learn, happier than this. Happiest of all is that her gentle spirit commits itself to yours to be directed, as from her lord, her governor, her king. Myself and what is mine to you and yours is now converted. But now is the lord of this fair mansion, master of my servants, queen or myself. And even now, this house, these servants, and this same myself are yours, my lord. Give them with this ring, which, when you will part from, lose, or give away, let it visage the ruin of this life. My magic to explain on you.
Madam, you have corrected all words. Only my blood speaks to you in my veins. And there is such confusion in my powers as after some oration fairly spoke by a beloved prince, there doth appear among the buzzing pleased multitude, where everything being blent together to nothing, turns to a wild of nothing save of joy, expressed and not expressed. But when this ring parts from this finger, then parts life from hence. Oh, then be bold to say, Bassanio's dead.
My lord and lady, it is now our time who have stood by and seen our good wishes prosper to cry good joy. Good joy, my lord and lady.
My lord Bassanio and my gentle lady, I wish you all the joy that you can wish, for I am sure you can wish none for me. And when your honors mean to solemnize the bargain of your faith, I do beseech you, even at that time I may be married to.
With all my heart, so well as thou canst get a wife.
Thank you, my lord, you have got me one. My eyes, my lord, can look as swift as yours. You saw the mistress, I beheld the maid. You loved, I loved true mission. No more pertains to me, my lord, than you. Your fortune stood upon the caskets there, and so did mine too, as the matter falls. For wooing here until I sweat again, and sweating until at last, my very roof was dry with oaths of love. At last, if promise last, I got a promise of this fair one here to have her love, providing your fortune achieved her mistress.
Madame it is, so you stand pleased withal.
And you, Graciano, mean good faith.
Yes, faith, my lord. Ho, who comes here? What, Lorenzo and his infidel? How my old patient Salario.
Lorenzo and Salario, welcome hither. If that the youth of my new interest have power to bid you welcome. I bid my very friends and countrymen, sweet Portia, welcome.
So do I, my lord. They're entirely welcome.
My lord Bassanio, my purpose was not to have seen you here, but meeting with Salario by the way, he did entreat me past all saying nay to come with him along.
Did my lord, and I have reason for it. Signor Antonio commends with you.
I wrote this letter. I pray you, tell me how my good friend doth.
Not sick, my lord, unless it be in mind. Nor well unless in mind. His letter there will show you his estate.
Nerissa, cheer yon stranger, bid her welcome. Your hand, Salario? What news from Venice? How doth that royal merchant good Antonio? I know, he shall be glad of our success. We are the Jasons, we have won the fleece.
I would he would won the fleece that he had lost.
There's some shrewd contents in yon red paper, but steals the color from Bassanio's cheek. Some different dead, else nothing in the world could turn so much the constitution of any constant Leave, Samuel, I'm half yourself, and I must really have the half of anything but the same paper brings me.
Oh, sweet Portia, here I fear the unpleasantest words that ever blotches paper. When I first did impart my love to you, I freely told you all the wealth I had ran in my veins. I was a gentleman. And then I told you true. And yet, dear lady, you shall see how much I was a braggart. For rating myself at nothing, I should have then told you that I was worse than nothing. For indeed, I have engaged myself to a dear friend, engaged my friend who is mere enemy to feed my needs. Here's a letter, lady. The paper has the body of my friend, and every word in it a wound issuing lifeblood. Was it true, Slayer? Have all his ventures failed? What, not one hit? From Tripoli, from England, from Mexico, from Lisbon, Barbary, and India? And not one vessel escaped the dreadful touch of merchant mine rocks?
Not one, my lord. Besides, it should appear that if he had the present money to discharge the Jew, he would not take it. Never did I know a creature that did bear the shape of man. So keen and greedy to confound a man. He plies the Duke in morning and night, and doth impeach the freedom of the state. 20 merchants, Duke himself. And the Magnificus of greatest part have all persuaded with him, but none can drive him from his envious plea, the forfeiture of justice and his bond.
When I was with him, I have heard him swear to Tubal and choose his countrymen that he would rather have Antonio's flesh than 20 times the value of the sum that he did owe him. And I know, my lord, that if law, authority, and power deny not, it will go hard with poor Antonio.
Is your dear friend that is thus in trouble?
The dearest friend, the kindest man, the best conditioned and unwearied spirit in doing courtesies, and one in whom the ancient Roman honor doth more appear than any that draws breath in Italy.
What sum owes he the Jew?
For me, 3,000 ducats.
What, no more? Pay him 6,000 and efface the bond. Double 6,000 and then treble that before a friend of this description shall lose a hair through the Sonia's fault. First, go with me to church and call me wife. And then away to Venice to your friend, for never shall you lie by Portia's side with an unquiet soul. But first, let me hear the letter of your friend.
Sweet Bassanio, my ships have all miscarried. My creditors grow cruel. My estate is very low. My bond to the Jew is forfeit, and since in paying it, it is impossible I should live. All debts are cleared between you and I, if I might but see you at my death. Notwithstanding, use your pleasure. If your love do not persuade you to come, let not my letter.
Oh, love, dispatch all business and be gone.
Since I have your good leave to go away, I will make haste. But ere I come again, no bed will ever be guilty of my stay. No rest be interposer twixt us twain.
Jailer, look to him! Tell not me of mercy. It's the fool that lends out money price. Jailer, look to him!
Hear me yet, good Sherlock.
I will not hear thee speak. I'll have my bond. Thou callest me a dog, before thou hast a cause. But since I am a dog, beware my fangs. The Duke shall grant me justice. I do wonder, thou naughty jailer, thou art so fond that come abroad with him at his request.
I pray thee, let me speak.
I will not hear thee speak. I'll have my bond. I'll have my bond, and therefore speak no more. I'll not be made a soft and dull-eyed fool that shake the head, relent and sigh, and yield to Christian intercessors. I will have my bond. Follow not! I'll have no speaking. I'll have my bond! It is the most impenetrable cur that ever kept with men.
Let him alone. He seeks my life, his reason well I know. I have oft delivered from his forfeitures those that at times made moan to me. Therefore he hates me.
Surely the Duke will not grant this forfeiture to hold.
The Duke cannot deny the course of the law. But the commodity that strangers have with us in Venice, if it be denied, will much impeach the justice of his state. Since that the trade and profit of the city consisteth of all nations. Therefore go. These griefs and losses have so baited me that I shall hardly spare a pound of flesh tomorrow to my blood. Well, jailer, on. Pray God that Sonia come and see me pay his debt. And I care not.
Madame, although I speak in your presence, you have a true and a noble conceit of godlike amity, which appears most strongly in bearing thus the absence of your lord. But if you knew to whom you show this honor, how true a gentleman you send relief, how dear a lover of my lord your husband, I know you would be prouder of the work than customary bounty can enforce it.
I never did repent for doing good, nor shall not now, for in companions that do converse and waste the time together, whose souls do bear an equal yoke of love, there must be means of like proportion of lineaments, of manners, and of spirits, which makes me think that this Antonio, being the bosom lover of my lord, must needs be like my lord. If be so, how little is the cost I have bestowed in purchasing the semblance of my soul from out of a state of hellish misery. This comes too near the praising of myself. Therefore no more of it. Hear other news. Lorenzo, I commit into your hands the husbandry and manage of my house until my lord's return. For mine own part, I have toward heaven breathed a secret vow to live in prayer and contemplation, only attended by the recipient. Till her husband and my lord's return, there is a monastery 2 miles off, and there will we abide. Not to deny this imposition, to which my love and some necessity now lays upon you.
Madame, I shall obey you in all fair commands.
My people do already know my mind, and will acknowledge you and Jessica in place of Lord Bassanio and myself. And so farewell till we shall meet again.
Fair thoughts and happy hours attend on you.
I wish your ladyship all hearts content. I thank you for your wish, and am well pleased to wish it back on you. Fare you well, Jessica. Now, fellow Suzanne, as I have ever found thee honest true, so let me find thee still. Take this same letter, and use thou all the endeavor of a man in speed to Padua. See thou render this into my cousin's hand, Dr. Bellario. And look what notes and garments he doth give thee. Bring them with imagined speed to the Trent, to the common ferry which trades to Venice. Waste no time in words, get thee gone. I shall be there before you. Madam, I go with all convenient speed. Nerissa, I have work in hand that you yet know not of. We shall see our husbands before they think of us. Shall they see us? They shall, but in such a habit that they shall think we are accomplished with that we lack. I'll hold thee any wager. When we are both accoutred like young men, I'll prove the prettier fellow of the two. Bad boy, with a reed voice, and speak of phrase like a fine bragging youth, and tell quainter lies, how honorable ladies sought my love, which I denied, and they feel sick and died. I'll tell thee all my cold advice when we are in my coach, which stays for us at the park gate. Therefore haste away, for we must measure 20 miles today.
Yes, truly. For look you, the sins of the father are to be laid upon our children. Therefore, I promise you, I fear you. I was always playing with you, so I'll speak my agitations mad. Therefore, be of good cheer, for truly I think you are damned. But there's one kind of hope that it can do you any good, but a kind of bastard hope neither.
And what hope is that, I pray you?
Mary, you may hope that your father got you not, that you're not the Jew's daughter.
Well, that were a kind of bastard hope indeed. Then the sins of my mother should be visited upon me.
Yes, you are damned by both your father and your mother. For when I shun Skyla, your father, fall upon Charybdis, your mother. Well, you're going both ways.
I shall be saved by my husband. He hath made me a Christian.
Truly, the more to blame is he, for we were Christians enough before, even as many as could live one with another. Well, this making of Christians will raise the price of hogs. If we all were to be pork eaters, surely there will be no more money on the coals and rashers.
I'll tell my husband, Lancelot, what it is you say. Here he comes.
Then, Lancelot, I shall grow jealous if you thus be my wife into corners.
You need not fear us, Lorenzo. Lancelot and I are out, for he tells me flatly there's no mercy for me in heaven, because I'm a Jew's daughter. And he says you are no good member of the Commonwealth. From converting Jews to Christians, you raise the price of pork.
Go in, Sir Rob. Bid them prepare for dinner.
Oh, that's done, sir. They all have stomachs.
Wilt thou tell them to prepare dinner, then?
Ah, yes, but only cover is the word.
Will you cover them, sir?
Not sir, so I know my duty.
Wilt you understand a plain man in his plain meaning? Go into thy fellows, tell them to cover the table, serve in the meat, and we will come in to dinner.
As for the table, it shall be served in. As for the meat, it shall be covered. As for your comings, it shall be as the humors and conceits shall govern.
Oh, dear discretion, how his words are suited. The fool hath planted in his memory an army of good words. And I do know of many fools that stand in better place, garnished like him that for a tricksy word defy the matter. How cheerest thou, Jessica? And now, good sweet, how dost thou like the Lord Bassanio's life?
Past all expressing. It is meet the Lord Bassanio live an upright life. For having such a blessing in his lady, he finds the joys of heaven on earth. And if on earth he do not mean it, in reason he should never come to heaven. Why, if two gods should play some heavenly match, and on the wager lay two earthly women, and Portia one, there must be something else pawned with the other, for this poor rude world hath not her fellow.
Even such a husband hast thou of me as she is for a wife.
Nay, but ask my opinion too, of that.
I will anon. First let us in to dinner.
Nay, but let me praise you while I have a stomach.
Nay, but let it serve for table talk. Then, howsoever thou speakest, among other things I shall digest.
Well, I shall set you forth.
What, is Antonio here?
Ready, so please your grace.
I am sorry for thee. Thou art come to answer a stony adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void and empty from any dram of mercy.
Since he stands obdurate, and that nothing can deliver me out of his envy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit the very tyranny and rage of his.
Go, one, call the Jew into the court.
He is ready at the door. He comes, my lord.
Make room. Let him stand before our face. Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice up to the last hour of act. And then 'tis thought thou'lt show thy mercy and remorse, more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty. And where thou now exactest the penalty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt not only lose the forfeiture, but touched with human gentleness and love, forgive a moiety of the principals, glancing an eye of pity on the losses that have of late so huddled on his back. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew.
I have possessed your grace of what I purpose, and by our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the penalty and forfeit of my bond. If you deny it, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. You may ask me why I'd rather have a pound of carrion flesh than have 3,000 ducats. I'll not answer that. But say it is my humor, mistress of passion, sways it to the mood of what it likes or loathes. So can I give no answer, nor will I not, more than a logic hate and a certain loathing I bear Antonio, that I bring thus a losing suit against him. Is it answered?
This is no answer, thou unfeeling man, to excuse the current of thy cruelty.
I'm not bound to please thee with my answers.
Do all men kill the things they do not love?
Hates any man the thing he would not kill?
Every offense is not a hate at first.
What, wouldst thou have a serpent sting thee twice?
I pray you, seek to use question with the Jew. May as well go stand on the beach and bid the main flood to bait its usual height. You may as well question with the wolf. Why he makes the ewe bleed for the lamb. You may as well forbid the mountain pines to wag their tops and to make no noise. When they're threatened with the gusts of heaven, you may as well do anything most hard as to seek to soften that. In which what's harder? His Jewish heart. Therefore I beseech you, make no more offers, use no farther means, but with all brief and plain conveniency, let me have judgment and the Jew his will.
For thy 3,000 ducats, here is 6.
For every ducat in 6,000 ducats, in 6 parts, and every part a ducat. I would not draw them. I would have my bond.
How shalt thou hope for mercy, rendering none?
What judgment shall I dread? Doing no wrong. You have among you many a purchased slave, who like your asses and your dogs and mules, you use in abject and in slavish parts because you bought them. Go to them. Should I say to you, I'll say to you, let them be free. Marry them to your heirs. Let their beds be made as soft as yours, and their palates be seasoned with such viands. You will answer me. The slaves are ours. So I answer you. The pound of flesh which I demand of him is dearly bought. It is mine, and I will have it. If you deny me, fie upon your law. There is no force in the decrees of Venice. Answer, I stand here for law. Shall I have it?
Upon my power I may dismiss this court, unless Bellario, a learned doctor whom I have sent for to determine this, come here today.
What, man? Courage yet? The Jew shall have my flesh, blood, bones, and all, ere thou shalt lose for me one drop of blood.
My lord, here stays without a messenger with letters from the doctor. Do come from Padua.
Antonio, I am a tainted wether the flock. Meet us for death. The weakest kind of drops earliest to the ground, so let me. You cannot be better employed than to live still and write mine epitaph.
Came you from Padua, from Bellario?
I did, my lord. He sends his greeting.
Why dost thou whet thy knife so earnestly?
I've got the forfeiture from that bankrupt there.
Not on thy soul, but on thy soul, harsh Jew, thou makest thy knife keen. But no metal can, no, not the hangman's axe, bear half the keenness of thy sharpened V. Can no prayers pierce thee?
No, none that thou hast wit enough to make.
Oh, be thou damned, inexorable dog, and for thy life let justice be accused. Thou almost makest me waver in my faith, to hold opinion with Pythagoras, that the souls of animals infuse themselves into the trunks of men. Thy cursed spirit governed a wolf, who, hanged for human slaughter, even from the gallows, did his fell soul fleet, and, while thou still layest in thy unhallowed dam, infused itself in thee. For thy desires are wolvish, bloody, starved, and ravenous.
Till thou canst reel the seal from off my bond, thou but offendest thy lungs to speak so loud. Prepare thy wit, good youth, or it will fall to cureless ruin. I stand here for the law.
This letter from Bellario doth commend a young and learned doctor to our court. Where is he?
He attendeth here hard by, to know your answer, whether you'll admit him.
With all my heart. Go, give him courteous conduct to this place. Meantime, the court shall hear Bellario's letter. Is the doctor come? Came you from old Bellario?
I did, my lord.
Give me your hand. You're welcome. Take your place. Are you acquainted with the difference that holds this present question in the court?
I'm informed thoroughly of the cause. Which is the merchant here, and which the Jew?
Antonio and old Shylock. Both stand forth.
Is your name Shylock?
Shylock is my name.
Strange natures this suit you follow, yet in such rule that the Venetian law cannot impugn you as you do proceed. You stand within his danger, do you not?
Aye. So he says.
Do you confess the bond?
I do.
Then must the Jew be merciful.
On what compulsion must I? Tell me that.
Quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty, wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is an attribute to God himself. An earthly power doth then show itself like God's, when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which, if thou follow, the strict court of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant there.
My deeds upon my head! I crave the law, the penalty and forfeit of my bond.
Is he not able to discharge the money?
Yea, here are 10 reform in the court, a twice the sum. If this will not suffice, I will be bound to pay 10 times o'er on forfeit of my hands, my head, my heart. If this will not suffice, it must appear that malice bears down truth. And I beseech you, rest once the law to your authority, to do a great right, do a little wrong, and curb this cruel devil of his will.
It must not be. There is no power in Venice can alter a decree established. 'Twill be recorded for a precedent, and many an error by the same example will rush into the state. Cannot be.
Let Daniel come to judgment. Yea, Daniel, O wise young judge, how I do honor thee.
I pray, let me look upon the bond.
Here it is, most reverend bachelor. Here it is.
Shylock, there's thrice thy money offered thee.
An oath, an oath. I have an oath in heaven. Shall I lay perjury upon my soul? No, not for Venice.
Why, then this bond is forfeit, and lawfully by this the Jew may claim a pound of flesh to be by him cut off, nearest the merchant's heart. Be merciful, Jew, take thrice thy money, bid me tear the bond.
When it is paid according to the tenor, it doth appear you are a noble judge. Your exposition of the law hath been most sound. I charge you, by the law, whereof you are a most well-deserving pillar, proceed to judgment. By my soul I swear, there is no force in the tongue of man can move me. I stand here upon my bond.
Most heartily, I do beseech the court to give the judgment.
Why then, thus it is. You must prepare your bosom for his knife.
Oh, noble judge. Oh, excellent young man, how much more elder art thou than thy looks.
For the intent and purpose of the law hath full relation to the penalty which here appeareth due upon the law.
Most rightful judge.
Therefore, then lay thy bosom.
Aye, his breast, so says the bond. Doth it not, noble judge?
It
Nearest
is-
his heart, those are the very words.
It is so. Are there balance here to weigh the flesh?
Aye, I have them ready.
Have by some surgeon, Shylock, on your charge, to stop his wounds, lest he do bleed to death.
Is it so nominated in the bond?
Not so expressed, but what of that? 'Twere good for you to do so much for charity.
I cannot find it. 'Tis not in the bond.
Merchant, have you anything to say?
But little. I have wanted well prepared. Give me your hand, son. Grieve not that I am fallen in this for you. For here fortune shows herself more kind than is her custom. It is still of her use to let the wretched man outlive his wealth, the view with hollow eye and crooked brow, age and poverty. From such lingering penance of misery, has she cut me off. Commit me to your honorable wife, speak fair of me in death, tell her how I loved you. And when the tale is told of Antonio's end, bid her be the judge whether Bassanio had not once loved. Forgive not, and repent not, but that you should lose a friend, and he repents not that he pays this debt. For presently, if the Jew do cut but deep enough, I will pay with all my heart.
Antonio, I am married to a wife which is as dear to me as life itself. Life itself my wife, and all the world are not esteemed with me above thy life. I would lose all, I sacrifice them all, here to this devil to deliver you.
Your wife would give you little thanks for that, if she were by here you make the offer.
I have a wife whom I protest I love. I would she were in heaven, so she could entreat some power to change this cursed Jew.
It is well you offer behind her back, the which would else make for an unquiet house.
These be the Christian husbands. I have a daughter. Would that any of the stock of Barabbas had been her husband rather than a Christian. We trifle time. I pray thee, pursue sentence.
A pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The court awards it, and the law doth give it.
Most rightful judge.
And you must cut this flesh from off his breast. The court awards it, and the law allows it.
Most noble judge. A sentence! Come. Prepare.
Tarry a little. There is something else. This bond doth give thee here no drop of blood. The words expressly are a pound of flesh. Take then thy bond. Take thou thy pound of flesh. But in the cutting it, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, thy lands and goods are, by the laws of Venice, confiscate unto the station.
Oh, upright judge! A learned judge!
Is that the law?
Thyself shall see the act. For as thou urgest justice, be assured, thou shalt have justice more than thou desirest.
A
A learned judge! Mark Jew, a learned judge!
Therefore, prepare you to cut off your flesh.
I take his offer then. Pay the bond thrice and let the Christian go.
Here it is.
Soft. The Jew shall have all justice. Soft, no haste. Shall have nothing but the penalty.
Oh, upright judge. Mark Jew, a learned judge!
Prepare you to cut off your flesh. Shed thou no blood, nor cut thou less nor more than just a pound of flesh. Be it but so much. If thou cuts more or less than just a pound of flesh, be it but so much as makes it light or heavy in the substance, by the division of a 20th part of one poor scruple, nay, if the scale do turn, but in the estimation of a hair, thy land and goods are compensated unto the state of
Oh, a Daniel, Jew, a Daniel! Now, infidel, I have thee on the hip.
Give me my principal and let me go.
Have it ready for thee? Here it is.
He hath refused it in the open court. He shall have merely justice and his bond.
Ha ha! A Daniel still say I. A second Daniel. I thank thee, Jew, for teaching me that word.
Why, let me dog get every good of it! I'll stay no longer question.
Tarry, Jew. The law hath yet another hold on you. It is enacted in the laws of Venice that, if it be proved against an alien, that by direct or indirect attempts he seek the life of any citizen, the party against the which he doth contrive shall seize one half his goods, the other half comes to the privy coffer of his state. In which predicament I say thou standst. For it appears, by manifest proceeding, that indirectly and directly too, thou hast contrived against the very life of the defendant, and thou hast incurred the penalty formerly by me rehearsed. Down therefore and beg mercy of the Jew.
Beg that thou mayest have leave to go hang thyself. And yet, thy wealth being forfeit to the state, thou hast not left the value of a cord. Therefore, thou must be hanged at the state's charge.
That thou shalt see the difference of our spirits, I pardon thee thy life before thou ask it. For half thy wealth, it is Antonio's. The other half comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive unto a fine.
Aid for the state, good friend.
Nay! Take my life and all! Pardon not that. You take my house, and you take the prop that doth sustain my house. You take my life and all, and you take the means whereby I live.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
A halter gratis. Nothing else, for God's sake.
So pleased my lord the Duke and all the court to quit the fine for one half his goods, so long as he let me have the other half to render it, upon his death, to give it to the man who lately stole his daughter. 2 more things provided for that for this favor, he presently become a Christian. And the other, that he do record a gift here in the open court of all he dies possessed, unto his son, Lorenzo, and his daughter.
Ye shall do this, or else I do recant the pardon that I late pronounced here.
Art contented, Jew? What dost thou say?
I am content.
Quick, draw a deep.
I pray thee, give me leave to go from hence. Not well. Send the deed after me and unsigned.
Get thee gone, but do it.
In christening, shalt thou have 2 godfathers. Had I been judge, thou shouldst have 10 more to bring thee to the gallows, not the font.
Sir, I entreat you home with me to dinner.
I humbly do desire your grace of pardon, but I must away this night to Padua, and it is meet I presently set forth.
I'm sorry that your leisure serves you not. Antonio, gratify this gentleman, for in my mind you are much bound to him.
Most worthy gentlemen, I and my friend have by your wisdom been this day acquitted of grievous penalties. In lieu of 3,000 ducats due unto the Jew, we freely cope your courteous pains withal.
Instead, indebted to you over and above in love and service to you evermore.
He is well paid that is well satisfied, and I, delivering you, am satisfied, and therein to account myself well paid. My mind was never yet more mercenary. I pray you, know me when we meet again, and so farewell, I take my leave.
Good sir, of course I must attempt you further. Take some trifle, some remembrance of us, as a trifle, not as a fee. Grant me 2 things, I pray you, not to deny me and to pardon me.
Give me your gloves. I'll wear them for your sake. And for your love, I'll take this ring from you. Do not draw back your hand. I'll take no more, and you in love shall not deny me this.
This ring, good sir, alas, it is a trifle. I will not shame myself to give you this.
I will have nothing else but only this, and now methinks I have a mind to it.
There's more depends on this than on the value. The dearest ring in Venice will I give you, and find it out by proclamation. Only for this, I pray you, pardon me.
You taught me first to beg, and now methinks you teach me how a beggar should be answered.
Good sir, this ring was given me by my wife, and when she put it on, she made me vow that I should neither sell, nor give, nor lose it.
That excuse serves many men to save their gifts, and if your wife be not a madwoman, and know how well I have deserved the ring, she would not howl without enemy forever for giving it to me. Well, peace be with you.
My lord Bassanio, let his deserving and my love with all be valued against your wife's commandment. Give him the ring.
Go, Gratiano. Run and overtake him. Give him the ring. And bring him, if thou canst, unto Antonio's house. Away, make haste. Come, you and I will thither presently, and early in the morning we'll be both fly towards Belmont. Come, Antonio.
Inquire the Jew's house out. Give him this deed. And let him sign it on the way tonight, and be a day before our husband's home. This deed will be well welcome to Lorenzo.
Fair sirs, you are well ordained. My lord Bassanio, upon more advice, has sent you here this ring, and doth entreat your company at dinner.
That cannot be. His ring I do accept most thankfully, and so I pray you tell him. Furthermore, I pray you, show my youth old Shylock's house.
That will I do.
Sir, I would speak with you. I shall try and get my husband's ring, which I did make him swear to keep forever.
Thou mayest, I warrant, and shall have old swearing that they did give their rings away to men. Will I face them out, swear them too. Away, make haste, thou knowest where I will tarry.
Sir, show me the way to this house.
The moon shines bright. In such a night as this, the sweet wind did gently kiss the trees, and they did make no sound. In such a night Troilus, methinks, mounted the Trojan walls, and sighed his soul toward the Grecian tents, where Crescent lay that night.
On such a night, did Thisbe fearfully o'ertrip the dew, saw the lion's shadow ere him, and ran dismayed away.
In such a night stood Dido with the willow in her hand, on the wild sea banks, and waft her love to come again to Carthage.
In such a night, did Medea gather the enchanted herbs that did renew old Aeson.
In such a night did Jessica leave her wealthy father, the Jew, and with an unquick thought did run as far as Belmont, to Venice.
In such a night, did young Lorenzo swear he loved her well, sealing her soul with many vows of faith, and ne'er a true one.
In such a night did Jessica, like a little shrew, slander her love, and he forgave her.
I would outnight you, did no one come, but hark, I hear the footing of a man.
Who cometh there, in the silence of the night?
A friend?
A friend? What friend? What is your name, pray, friend?
My name is Stefano. I bring word my mistress will before break of day be here in Belmont. She doth stroll about by holy crosses where she kneels and prays for happy wedlock hours. And I pray, is my master returned yet?
Not that we know of, but go ye in, Lady Jessica, and we can prepare for their coming. Whither goest thou?
Sola! Sola! Ho, ho, ho!
Here.
So where?
Yes, here.
Yeah. You tell Master Lorenzo that there's a post coming. Good news. My master will be here tomorrow.
Indeed. Dear, I pray that we would go in. Let us prepare for their coming. But why should we go in? Stefano, I pray thee, signify within the house that your mistress is at hand, and bring forth your music into the air. Look how sweet the moonlight sleeps upon the bank. Here will we sit, and let the sound of music creep in our ears. Sit, Jessica. Look how the floor of heaven is thick and laid with bright patterns of gold. There's not the smallest glimpse of thou beholds there, but like an angel in his motion sings, inquiring to be on thy cherubims. Such harmony is in immortal souls. But whilst this muddy vesture does grossly close it in, cannot hear it.
That light is burning in my hall. How far that little candle goes beams. So shines a good deed in a naughty world. When the moon shone, we did not see the candle. So did the greater glory dim less. A substitute shines brightly as a king, and to the king be by, and then his state empties itself as doth an inland brook upon the main of waters. Music, hark!
'Tis your music, madame, of the house.
Nothing is good, I see, without respect. Methinks it sounds much sweeter than by day.
Silence bestows that virtue on it, madame.
How many things by seasoned are, to their right praise and true perfection. What? Ho! The moon sleeps with Endymion and would not be awaked.
Welcome home.
We've been praying for our husband's health, which speed we hope the better for our words.
Shall we go in and prepare for their coming?
Are they yet returned?
They are not yet, not that I know of.
Go in, Larissa. Give orders to my servants that they take no note at all of our being absent hence. Nor you, Lorenzo. Jessica, nor you.
We are no telltales. I hear his trumpet now.
The night, methinks, is but the daylight sick. It looks a little paler. 'Tis a day, such as a day is when the sun is here.
We should hold day with the Antipodes if you would walk in absence of the sun.
You're very welcome home, my lord.
I thank you, madam. Give welcome to my friend. This is the man. This is Antonio, to whom I am so infinitely bound.
Sir, you are very welcome to our house, and must appear so in other ways than words. Therefore I scant this breathing courtesy.
By yonder moon, I swear you do me wrong. In faith, I gave it to the judge's clerk. With your guilt that had it for my part, since you do take your love so much at heart.
Well, ho, already, what's the matter?
About a hoop of gold that she did give me, a paltry ring. Its posy was for all the world like cutler's poetry upon a knife. Love me and leave me not.
Who taught you of posy or the like? You swore to me when I did give it you that you would wear it until the hour of your death and that it would lie with you in your grave. If not for me, for that vehement oath, you should have been respected and kept it. You gave it to the judge's clerk. That clerk will never wear hair on his face that had it.
He will if you live to be a man.
I should live to be a man.
No, by this hand. Okay, I gave it to a youth. A kind of boy, a little scrub boy, no higher than that. He begged it as a fee. I could not from my heart deny it him.
Faith, Gratiano, I must be plain with you. You give your wife too unkind a cause for grief. Part so slightly with your wife's first gift. formed with O's into your fingers. I gave my love a ring and made him swear. Never to part from it, and here he stands. I dare be sworn from he would not lose it, nor part from it for the wealth that the world offers. Now he thanks us. If your wife too unkind to cause for grief, and toward me, I should be mad at it.
I were best to cut my left hand off and swear I lost it defending the ring.
Well, Bassanio gave his ring away. He gave his ring to the judge that begged it from him, and indeed deserved it too. And then the boy, the clerk, that took some pains in writing, he begged mine, and neither man nor master would take aught but the 2 rings.
What ring gave you, my lord? Not that, I hope, which you received of me.
If I could add a lie into a fault, I would deny it. But you see my hand hath not the ring upon it. It is gone.
Even so void is your false heart of truth. By heaven, I'll never come in your bed until I see the ring.
Nor I yours, till I see your mind.
Sweet Portia, if you did know to whom I gave the ring, if you did know for whom I gave the ring, and could conceive for what I gave the ring, how unwillingly I left the ring, when naught would be accepted but the ring, you would abate the strength of your displeasure.
If you had known the virtue of the ring, or have her worthiness that gave the ring, or your own honor to contain the ring, you would not then have parted with the ring. But man, is there so much unreasonable. If you would have pleased to have defended it with any terms of zeal, wanted the modesty to urge the thing held as a ceremony. Nerissa teaches me to believe. I'll die for it, but some woman had the ring.
No, by my honor, madam, by my soul, no woman had it but a civil doctor, which did refuse of me 3,000 ducats and begged the ring, the which I did deny him, and suffered him to go displeased away. What shall I say, sweet lady? I was enforced to send it after him. I was beset by shame and courtesy. My honor would not let ingratitude so much besmear it. Pardon me, good lady, for by these blessed candles of the night, had you been, I think you would have begged the ring of me to give the worthy doctor.
Let not that doctor e'er come near my house, since he hath got the jewel that I love, and that which you did swear to keep for me. I will become as liberal as you. I'll not deny him anything I have. No, not my body nor my husband's bed. No, my child, I am well sure of it. Lie not a night from home, watch me like Argus. If you do not, if I be left alone, now by mine honor, which is yet mine own, I'll have that doctor for my bedfellow.
And I, his clerk. Be well advised, and to lead me to mine own protection.
Well, do you so then. Let me not take him, for if I do, I'll mar the young clerk's pen.
I am the subject of these unhappy quarrels.
Grieve you not, you are welcome notwithstanding.
Sweet Portia, forgive this in poor strong, and in the hearing of these many friends, I swear to you, even by thine own fair eyes, wherein I see myself.
Mark you but that. In both my eyes he doubly sees himself. In each eye one, swear by your double self, and there's a note of credit.
Nay, dearie, pardon this fault, and by my soul, I swear I never more will break an oath with thee.
I once did lend my body for his wealth, which but for him who had your husband's ring had quite miscarried, and I swear rebound again, my soul upon my forfeit, that your husband will never more break faith advisedly.
Then you shall be his surety. Give him this, and bid him keep it better than the other.
My lord Bassanio, swear you to keep the ring.
By heaven, 'tis the same I gave the doctor.
I had it of him. Pardon me, Bassanio. By this ring, the doctor knows me.
And pardon me, my gentle Gratiano, for in lieu of this last night, that same scrubbed clerk loved me.
What? This is like the mending of highways in summer when ways are fair enough. What? Are we cuckolds here? We have deserved this.
Speak not so fiercely. You are all amazed. Here's a letter. Read it at your leisure. It comes from Padua, from old Bellario. Here you shall find that Portia was the doctor. Nerissa there, her clerk. Lorenzo here shall witness I set forth as soon as you, and even but now returned. I had not yet entered my house. Antonio, I have better news in store for you than you expect. Unseal this letter soon. There you shall find 3 of your argosies have come safely to harbor suddenly. You shall not know by what strange accident I chance upon this letter.
I am dumb.
Were you the doctor and I knew you not?
Were you the clerk that is to make me cuckold?
Aye, but the clerk that now means to do it unless you live to be a man.
Sweet doctor, you shall be my bedfellow. When I am absent, then lie with my wife.
Sweet, sweet lady, you've been given me both life and living, for here I read for certain that my ships have safely come to road.
How now, Lorenzo? My clerk has some good comforts too for you.
Aye, and I shall give them him without a fee. Here I do give to you and to Jessica a deed of gift from the old Jew upon his death, all he dies possessed of.
You drop manna in the way of starved souls.
It is almost morning, and yet I'm sure you're not satisfied with all these events in full. Now let us go in and charge us there upon interrogatories, and we will answer all things faithfully.
Let it be so. Well, while I live, I'll fear no other thing, so sore as keeping safe. There is his.